Very warm greeting to everyone present here and welcome back to Cricket Analysis by CNE. This video will be talking about the first week of IPL 2026. A lot of action has happened already. We have seen some thrillers, we have seen some one-sided performances, we have seen some absolutely disaster class by some teams already. And to discuss that point by point, I have with me another founder of CNE, my bro for life, Proneet Ghatak. Proneet, as an RCB fan, how do you feel really? As it like, are you like sitting on a chair having coffee, आराम से चाय पी के बैठे हुए हो, looking at all other teams who are suffering? How do you feel really?
I mean, I have been wanting to feel this way for a long time. I've honestly I've prayed for times like this. I've prayed for times like this. So yeah, I am really happy the way my team is performing, and we are good to go to qualify for the top four this season as well. Our teams looks like that, and we have enough bench strength as well. So let's just hope, the fingers crossed, everything goes well. So touch wood, everything goes well. So bus. सब
Yeah,
टच वुड कर लिया, फिंगर क्रॉस कर लिया, और जो जो करना है सब कर लूंगा. तो बस सब
let the
अच्छा चला जाए बस.
superstitions run. Yeah, absolutely.
या
But we can't say the same for every team of the tournament. I feel like a lot of teams have a lot of problems. A lot of teams have a well-rounded team as well. So already this week, really, is going to be like first impressions of the team. We have seen all the teams play at least once. Some teams have played twice as well. We're going to focus on all the teams and how they have performed, the positives and the negatives that they had, and we're going to discuss the top moments of the first week. We're going to talk about the points table. First week of the tournament, a lot of changes are bound to happen. Every day, there's going to be a huge jump. I think after week 2 or week 3, we're going to have more stability of what the idea is around every team, how they're doing. But first impressions last. And we're going to see the first point table. And really, we can see the trophy franchises suffering in their start. They are below the points table. And the teams that don't have trophies or have less trophies are top. So already we can see the kind of difference every team has, what the teams bring into the table. With Rajasthan Royals up at sitting pretty up to Delhi Capitals and Punjab equally as good as well. They have done well to get to win every match. I think what they have done well is execution. There is like their point of executing their plans, and they have done that excellently. Royal Challengers Bengaluru played just the one match. They have the next match scheduled to today, as the video will come out. So they have the next match coming today. Proneet will be very excited for it because it's against their arch rivals CSK. So a lot of good memories Proneet must have. Sunrisers Hyderabad have won two, have played two, won one and lost one. Mumbai Indians the same. While Gujarat Titans, Lucknow Super Giants, Kolkata Knight Riders, and Chennai Super Kings have had a very shaky start to the tournament already. Proneet, very polarized points table. I was going to start from the top actually. We're going to talk about Rajasthan Royals. Tell me about Rajasthan Royals. They have played once against, if I'm not wrong, they have played against CSK and they have played against GT. What do you first impressions of them? Really, first impressions.
Rajasthan honestly looks improved from last year, I think, because last year they had this kind of, they had a similar bowling lineup. Archer, Berger, then Tushar Deshpande. So they had a similar bowling lineup. They just had Ravindra Jadeja included and Sam Curran, who unfortunately got ruled out. And I think with Sam Curran, they could have been even better. Their team could have been even better. But even without Sam Curran, their changes in the batting lineup. So their changes in the batting, instead of using Dhruv Jurel to be somebody who bats at number 6, so they're using him at number 4, number 3, number 4. So that is a great way to improvise your batting lineup, because Dhruv Jurel is a proper batsman, I feel, and he deserves to be up in the batting order. And Hetmeyer on the other hand is somebody who gives you finishes, but again he can have the best role at number 5 if Riyan Parag walks in at number 4. So, and Suryavanshi and Jaiswal, what a opening combination. Mane, Suryavanshi is just not stopping this 14-year-old guy. Mane, what can I say about him? Mane, such class. Like, his shots, he goes mane, bang bang from ball one, बस range में मिल गया मार तो भाई.
हाँ
क्या
वही
कुछ सोचता नहीं है बंदा. मैंने fearless, absolutely fearless.
Absolutely. And feel like Rajasthan have, I don't know if it's accidentally or not, but Rajasthan have found the perfect top order to go forward, really. Jaiswal is in red hot form. We already have high expectations from him. But for someone like Suryavanshi, Rajasthan have this kind of luxury to say that, okay, Suryavanshi is unleashed. He'll either score a zero or he'll go bang bang and score 50 of 10 balls on a on a spicy deck. So I mean, it's a clear strategy from Rajasthan Royals, and it has worked already. And they have the backing as well. That they have the middle order key in case Suryavanshi and Jaiswal don't perform. You have the likes of Riyan Parag, Shimron Hetmeyer going forward. Dhruv Joel is also a calming sensation in the team. So it's I feel like at the start they have done quite well to have a well-rounded 11 where I feel like Nandre Berger, Jofra Archer, Ravindra Jadeja as well, huge addition to the squad. He adds to the balance of the team. I feel like it's a very good start that they have to the tournament. They have a good spinner as well that they needed last tournament. Last tournament they didn't have a good spinner. They have Ravi Vishnu now, so it's a good buy. And I mean, already it's
Yeah,
showing
Ravi
that.
Vishnu.
So already it's a well-rounded team that has started already. They have won quite easily in the first match, but the second match was a thriller. Magra Test Pandey,
You
my
know,
God,
you know
like
your
such a
you know
guy.
your team is speaking. You know your team is speaking when Tushar Deshpande is the main clutchman of your team.
My God, he did a Kohli impression. He did this. He did this in front of the whole crowd. Kind of things I love to see in the IPL. By matlab, the kind of I mean he pulled off that kind of performance as well. He like it was such a back and forth match against GT. Like GT were starting so well, they went like full
Rabada,
throttle.
out of
Out of
everyone,
nowhere,
Rabada.
Rabada. It's a fucking mane, what the hell is going on, really? What is going on with GT? Like Rabada is a main finisher. Get him on number five. I'm going to say get Rabada on number five. Like that, the way he is playing. So I mean, uh,
Yeah.
GT
Rabada
somehow.
can bat very well because if you look at recently, he hit a 50. He did 71 of 70 balls against Pakistan. So
Huh,
if he can do, he can bat. So
he
he
can
does have
bat.
a potential.
He can bat. But somehow Tushar Deshpande declines GT a famous win, and I mean it gives a lot of confidence really for Rajasthan Royals that they have a very one-sided match at start, and then they go on to have a chiller like this to win. So good confidence in the dressing room, I'd imagine. And I mean the next matches are against against MI. It's going to be worth a watch. I'm going to say it's going to be worth a watch. MI, then RCB. Oh, I mean I feel like if they win at least one of these matches, they're going to be contenders for top four because these are the main opponents you want to face.
Definitely.
Main
Definitely.
opponents you want to face. And if you win against them, I feel like great chance to go to top four. So this is Rajasthan Royals for the start. I feel like I'll give them a big thumbs up for how they have played so far. So no patches to talk about really. No negative sides to their approach to their cricket. So we've talked about Rajasthan Royals, but let's get to the second team, number two, sitting pretty at number two, Delhi Capitals. I feel like every expert around the world has said that Delhi is going to qualify this season. They are so showing a great promise. And they said the same thing last season as well. And this
And before that season as well.
and before that season as well. And before that season as well, they said that DC has a lot of promise. So we can see that DC have a lot of promise. We can see that much. They have a
Yeah.
lot of promise.
Promise FC.
Promise FC to hai. But they're not executing towards the playoffs. They're choking. So at the moment, it's going the same way. They start really well. The first half goes amazingly well, but what happens afterwards is the question. So I'm going to wait on giving my DC's opinion later on. I feel like they have a much better team now. Really, they have a much better team now on paper, how they have shown, but they have problems early on. So we're going to focus on that. Delhi Capitals
Their
top order
top order is just not clicking. Their top order is
is
just
not
not
clicking.
clicking.
And someone like KL Rahul adds so much to the team. If he's not in form, it's a big problem for DC. And I mean, yes, you have in two matches you saw Samir Rizvi and Tristan Stubbs really take it over and hand them a win. But face it, in 14 matches, you won't expect someone like a Samir Rizvi or Tristan Stubbs or any player in the world to fire all 14 matches. Unless you are a Virat Kohli. That is another story. But I feel like
Yeah.
it's I feel like DC may land into trouble. They have won two out of two. They have won against MI barely. They won against LSG. So I feel like it's a good start they have. They're winning matches. but not without problems. They have problems in their lineup. One positive I must say that without Mitchell Stark, they still have a good bowling lineup. Mukesh Kumar is doing well. I feel I had a
Mukesh
good
Kumar
big question.
suddenly
Yeah,
is bowling very well. Last season he was very bad. He was very poor last season.
yeah. I had a big question about Mukesh Kumar because Akib Nabi is staring down his throat. Like I want to have a player, and he's in great form. So Mukesh Kumar had to do something like this to earn his place in the team again, and he has done exactly that. So with Mitchell Stark coming forward in the later season as well, DC will have a very good bowling attack. One of the few teams that have a very good bowling attack. But for the batting, they need Nisanka and Rahul to click together. It's a big question mark. Sami Rizvi,
Nisanka played pretty well today, I feel. He
today he
played
played.
pretty well, Nisanka.
Today he played, but
But
I'm talking about
yeah,
the opening partnership.
consistency.
Opening
Yeah,
partnership.
opening
The,
partnership needs to do well. And if you honestly take my opinion, then Tristan Stubbs is like I have said it in the reel as well. That Tristan Stubbs is like one of the closest players to Virat Kohli. And the gap is huge. The gap is huge, yes. But one of the closest players to Virat Kohli I have seen in this new generation that is evolving in this new generation. Like he's your guaranteed crisis man. He's your
yeah,
guaranteed crisis man. Like if you have a crisis, he will definitely stitch a partnership, and he is known for that. Like most recently in the South Africa T20 final, or even in the World Cup semi-final, he helped South Africa post a respectable total by stitching a partnership with Marco Jansen, where Marco Jansen was doing the hitting and where he was there at one end. He was staying there at one end. So and he can accelerate in the end when needed to. And if you need him to be a good finisher, he can give you that 40 of 20 or 40 of 15 runs in the finishing part, where he did against India in
absolutely.
the T20 World Cup. So he's a very versatile player, and I really love that. I really love this player. I appreciate him very much. I respect him very much. So he is a player who can carry Delhi. And Samir Rizvi, nothing to say. He's such a great player, such an evolving player, and he is a contender for emerging players this season as well. So I am in awe of how Rizvi is playing, the amount of freedom that he has. So great play from Delhi, and carry job, yes, if the top order doesn't click.
Yeah, and you have someone in the likes of David Miller also waiting. So the middle order is
Yeah.
sorted. So it's not like they don't have a big, they have a big crisis if the top order doesn't click, but it will be luxurious. It will be comfortable if they have the top order clicking. It's never a good feeling if you're 10 for 2 or 20 for 4. Really, it's never a good feeling to have. So you need to have that kind of thing to click. But otherwise, they look good. Of course, they of course look good. They are winning matches out of nowhere. So if they have one-sided matches, they're going to do very well. They're going to get back into their own form as well. So I don't know concerns at the moment, but potential concerns could be there. Next team, Punjab Kings. Um, see, Punjab Kings again. I would say Punjab Kings have a very flimsy middle order. Flimsy middle order they have. Against GT, we have seen it. Against CSK, we have seen it. Flimsy middle order. Shreyas Iyer's form is crucial. Like they won against CSK only because Shreyas Iyer was there, like from the middle to the end. He's a very important person in the middle order. If he doesn't do well, you see something like what happens against GT. They barely cross over. They barely win. And Cooper Connolly isn't going to be there. But at the moment, I want to say that Proneet, I want to have this kind of thought process from you as to what do you think of Punjab. You saw them in the last year as well. I think it's like quite contrary to Delhi. They never show promise. They never show promise. But in the last 2 years, they have shown like they are capable of actually qualifying. They were very close last year as well. So, what do you think are the dynamics that Punjab have, and what problems they might have carrying forward?
I mean, it's not worth comparing Delhi to Punjab, although both are very same in IPL history. If you talk about, both are very similar, but Delhi ever since becoming capitals have been showing promise ever since 2019.
Yeah,
So if you compare Punjab never been showing promise. Mane, they have just been very bad. And honestly, मीम के बारे में बोलो तो they have been irrelevant. They have been very irrelevant in IPL. So after Ricky Ponting has been appointed as a head, so they have been showing a lot of promise of what they did last season. Last season they were amazing, and their team clicked. But on paper, last season and this season, I will say it again, that Punjab is not a team to qualify for top four on paper. if their team clicks, then only they will perform well. If their team doesn't click, they will be exposed to huge amount of trouble. So they are relying on, yes, they are relying on youth, they are relying on the youngsters a lot, but like youngsters who are exposed to all this merit out there in the IPL is risky, I feel. And some players fail to perform like that. That is one of the reasons that costed them the final and costed them some important matches in the tournament last season as well. So yes, and on the other hand, they do have a very inconsistent bowling lineup because Xavier Bartlett, Marco Jansen in recent times has been very inconsistent. Yuzvendra Chahal is the only key in their bowling lineup. And in the middle order, they have a very unstable middle order. Shashank Singh, Nehal Vadera are very inconsistent. Shashank Singh is again similar to Rinku. He's good for death overs, but he's not good for the middle overs. He's good for death, great for death. He can win you matches out of nowhere at death. But again, overall, a very unstable lineup. It's not balanced. It is heavily dependent on the form of players. Like there is no player who, even being in average form or out of form, can give you those 30 runs or 40 runs. Like that is what a team needs. If five players score 40 runs, you have a 200 total. So I think Punjab is not looking like that kind of a team. Cooper Konali, Shreyas Iyer need to carry the team as well. Prab Simran and Priyan Sharia have a lot of responsibility on their shoulders at the top of the order.
Yeah, and also I think one person's form is key, and he needs to be the spirit of the attack coming into this tournament is Arshdeep Singh. His form is not good as well. He has
Yeah,
gone for 10 runs per over in the last two
yeah.
matches. So I mean, he needs to come good as well because the bowling order of Punjab is also questionable in the pacing department specifically. So see, they've won two matches. They have done well to win two matches against CSK. CSK have been absolutely getting rolled over in nothingness. They are won against GT as well, who I mean they are a good team, but I mean they have almost lost it. Like it could have gone either way. So yeah, questions like as we go more bottom to the tables, we can see that more problems emerge. That's what you can see. And Punjab have problems that can arise. At the moment, they're doing well. 2 wins out of two, good momentum they have. Questions that can come and problems that can arise. Same similar to Delhi Capitals. Fourth place, thus the solitary match played at the moment. Royal Challengers Bangalore. I feel like it's not. I think we don't have to speak a lot on them, specifically in the case of that what they have done in the last season. They're carrying it forward. Just one factor I want to say: Jacob Duffy. What the hell? I had no expectation from Jacob Duffy. Really, I had this question that RCB's only point of losing is that their bowling lineup is cooked. Their pacing lineup is cooked. That is a problem that they had, but they look like it. Jacob Duffy is suffering in New Zealand cricket team, but he's coming back for the nationality for RCB.
Yeah, exactly. Nationality over franchise cricket any day. So
Yeah,
that's RCB is a nation. RCB is a nation.
RCB is a nation. I think the fan base is
Yeah.
larger than the New Zealand population as well, if I'm not wrong. So,
The
yeah,
Karnataka population definitely. The Karnataka
uh,
population definitely.
yeah, definitely it's higher. So, who will you represent? You have more people backing you here. Excellent performance. I feel like Jacob Duffy is that kind of a bowler. I think the Bengaluru pitch suits him. I feel like that's the reason why Jacob Duffy is in the team. The Bengaluru pitch suits him.
Being myself being a RCB fan also did not expect anything from him because he had
No
a
one would have
very bad
expected
India tour.
Jacob Duffy. Come on, no one expected it.
Yeah, he had a very bad India tour, and then he had a very bad World Cup as well. So he was great in Sena countries, but not in the Indian subcontinent. So I was very scared about what we will do without Hazelwood. And we do have to face a CSK without Hazelwood again. Last season also at Chinnaswamy, we faced CSK without Hazelwood and we almost lost the match. Our other bowlers went for a lot of runs. So yeah, heavily dependent on Duffy again in this match and Bhuvaneshwar Kumar. Bhuvaneshwar Kumar again did well. I love this guy, man. I love Bhuvaneshwar Kumar.
Again,
Bring
he's
this
like
guy
those.
back in the T20 setup.
Yeah, he's like one of those people again. The guaranteed crisis man. The guaranteed person is always going to perform. Is going always going to get a wicket or two for the team. He's that kind of a person for RCB at the moment. So I mean, he's carrying that forward from last year, and most of the team is carrying forward from what they have done last year as well. So no specific concerns for them. Although might want to say Phil Salt's form, even though Devdutt Padikkal is really covering it up for him till he comes back. So doesn't really doesn't matter at the moment. Like they have shoot away SRH like they have nothing, and they're set to face another similar attack like CSK. So I expect them to win again. That's what I see. Logically, they should win. But the IPL is a funny tournament, so let's see what happens. But till
अरे
now,
भाई,
all good signs. I want to say all
फिंगर्स
good
क्रॉस
signs.
भाई, फिंगर्स क्रॉस, सब क्रॉस। वापस तो बोला था स्टार्टिंग में भाई, सब सब
Uh-huh.
टच क्रॉस सब।
Sub finger crossed by RCB fans. They're praying that they're winning in CSK, but because if they lose, the CSK fans won't leave them alone. The
Exactly,
CSK
exactly.
fans won't leave them
I'm
alone.
not scared of CSK team. Like, I'm not scared of the CSK team. Like, and then logically looking, we are miles ahead of them in quality, form, everything this season. But like, what if in that one match they click? So embarrassment हो जाएगा ना, तो उसी का डर है फिलहाल।
And not just embarrassment, the CSK fans will absolutely eat you up because of the last 2 years there have been humiliations. And it's going to be they're going to like having a bloodbath over you. I'm scrolling Instagram reels around 5 hours a day. I look at least 500 CSK RCB reels. Being a KKR fan, I'm looking at reels and I'm seeing that CSK will absolutely destroy RCB. RCB will destroy CSK. So what's going on?
तो धुरंधर एडिट्स भाई, धुरंधर एडिट्स, धुरंधर
Dhurandhar
एडिट्स।
edit. I mean, I didn't see Dhurandhar, but I'm looking at the movie of Dhurandhar more than I'm looking at CSK RCB edits. Really, I'm getting to see the movie from those edits. I was looking at scenes that I haven't seen from Dhurandhar too. Really, but anyways, very interesting. But what isn't interesting is the next team we have, and which is Sunrisers Hyderabad. No interest at all, really. The team that they have is disgusting, in my opinion. It's not because I hate SRH with my heart. It's not because I'm a KKR fan who was lost against SRH the other days. Definitely not that. It plays a small part, but anyways, uh, I want to say that SRH's lineup is the most clueless lineup I've seen. Really, against KKR, they have won. So they have won one, lost one. Against RCB, they got shooed away. Really, they came and they bowled like they were club cricketers. Really, against KKR, I think it was KKR's own fault. KKR lost their match on their own because there were 2, 3 runouts involved, and then Rinku Singh couldn't convert the slower balls that Unadkat was giving. So that was the whole problem of KKR that is happening. But KKR has a separate problem altogether. So KKR lost the match on its own merit, but SRH have a lot of problems, really. I mean, I will, I will, I will do something bad if SRH qualify this season or even get to top five. Top five. I'm going to say top five. I have a bold prediction. If SRH get to top five, I'm going to do something that Proneet will dictate. Okay? But Proneet will dictate something if SRH get to top five. Putting it on record. But really, Proneet, what kind of bowling lineup do they have? Like, what did they even do in the auction?
भाई मैंने अरे forget about the bowling lineup and auction. They have Liam Livingston on the bench and they are using Salil Arora. What they are playing three overseas. What are they? Why, if you have a chance to make 250, why are you settling at 200?
Really?
What
You have
kind of
paid
cricket they
13
are playing?
crores. You have paid 13 crores to get Living Livingston and play him. I know he's inconsistent. I know he's been treated as like a Maxwell. At least play him. This man has pedigree. One day he clicks. What will happen? I was shocked really to see that Livingston is not part of the main 11. And it's not like they have another overseas player waiting. They have another overseas slot remaining. They're not using it. Come on. Really. Imagine a batting lineup
They
with
have a
Ishan.
very weird team.
They have a batting lineup with Travis Sheikh, Ishan Kishan, then Hendrik Klaasen. Then you have Liam Livingstone. What a batting lineup. And then Aniket Verma, who is an upcoming star. They have a good batting lineup then. They have like till the death, they have batting lineup. You know, decided to use that. Questionable. Like, again, see, I don't see them coming to top five. They are going to, at the moment, they're sitting at number five because they beat KKR. But
Just one thing I need to talk about is that the importance of playing domestics. I mean, Ishan Kishan and Devdutt Padikkal are like prime examples of that. I think that is an
exactly.
important point that needs to be mentioned.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they
See,
had an
I always considered
amazing
IPL.
domestic season.
I always considered IPL to be a domestic league. At the essence, it's a domestic league. It's been branded as an international league of sorts, but it's a domestic league at the end of the day. So and it's with high pressure. So if you do well in the domestics, you're coming into this as well with different kinds of pressure. And if you do well in the domestics, you're going to guarantee to do better in international cricket. It's always the kind of narrative that we're going to see. It's going to be seen in the IPL, it's going to be seen in the international cricket as well. Do in the domestic, you'll earn a place in the international team. Ishan Kishan did exactly that. If he won the T20 World Cup with India, now he's spearheading Sunrisers Hyderabad till Pat Cummins comes. So yeah, I mean, I feel like it's a good positive that SRH have that Ishan Kishan is there. But other than that, they don't have any other positives, really. They're going to
Yeah.
suffer this IPL on the long run. At the short run, they are at number 5, but I feel like that's going to change very soon. Number 6, I'm surprised. I'm surprised. Mumbai Indians. I feel like they have the most stacked lineup. They won comfortably against KKR to start with, but they lost against DC due to Samir Rizvi. I feel like the difference that Hardik Pandya gets to the team is immense. Hardik Pandya is an important asset, and him being unwell is a big problem to MI. See, they have star-studded players. They have good players in the bank, but Proneet, if you look at the long scheme of things, you have someone like Tilak Verma, who is sometimes inconsistent, Surya Kumar Yadav, who isn't in great form of late. Then you have ending up with Namandhir and Sharfin Rutherford, who hasn't clicked yet in the tournament. So you can see already problems in the middle tournament, in the middle order. And especially if you see against KKR, they won comfortably, but it went to the last over. They were going at 12 runs per over, then they slowed down. Then they slowed down. So, it could be a problem, cause of problem. Who knows what can happen? So till Hardik Pandya comes back is a question. But I have a question for you, Proneet. Corbin Bosch has been picked over Trent Bolt in the latest match. What do you think about that decision?
I certainly don't like that decision, but that is a weird decision, honestly. First of all, but again, you see, it's just the start of the tournament. I think they are trying all their combinations again because unavailability of Hardik Pandya. They are trying it out with Corbin Bosch, but Corbin Bosch and Hardik Pandya are like very different. Like
Hmm.
if you don't have a Hardik Pandya, then you can. And why replace Trent Bolt for that? Trent Bolt is like one of the only good bowlers that you have. Like, I think, I think MI do have a stacked lineup, but I don't think so. They do have a good bench strength. I don't think so. MI have a good bench strength because
Yeah.
they have Quinton de Kock after Rickelton, and then I don't think so.
What?
They do not have a proper middle order replacement or a bowling replacement because
Yeah.
Corbin Bosch is not somebody who can replace a Trent Bolt or even a Hart, not even close to Hardik Pandya. So that those are weird decisions because if you're on the winning run, then why go for these weird experiments? Because if Hardik Pandya is unavailable, go best what you do the best. Try out a new youngster. That is the best you can do. And
And not drop
honestly,
Trent Bolt.
weird decision, very bad decision. Yeah,
Not like honestly, not drop Trent Bolt. He's such a big
yeah,
asset to the team.
exactly. You are heavily dependent on Jasprit Bumrah because Chahar is very inconsistent and Trent Bolt might not have been in his best form, but yet he's a very important asset. So uh,
Yeah.
heavy dependence on Jasprit Bumrah, and again in the batting it is dependent on the opening pair. I feel it is heavily dependent on the opening pair. Surya, he's a T20 expert. He is expected to click for MI. He had a good 50. He managed the innings well today, but again, I think they were 30 runs short because last few years, Feroz Shah Kotla used to have a par score of 160, but last 2-3 years they have a par score of 200, 210.
Yeah.
So you need to have that kind of scores at the Kotla. So that is very disappointing from MI, who do by far even much better than RCB. They have a very balanced, very stacked squad.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a potential problem. We can see that middle order, their form is a question. And Hardik Pandya needs to come back to the 11 because the next matches are against good teams like Rajasthan, Bangalore, and Punjab. They're also in good form. So they need to have their best attacks back. You need to have Trent Bolt back. You need to have Hardik Pandya back because if they start losing matches now, it's a big problem now because if they lose against Rajasthan, RCB, PBKS, then you're now sitting at a crisis that you're not in a momentum anymore because these opponents will challenge you. That's what I can say. I don't know if winning or losing, but they will challenge you. It's going to be a thriller. So Mumbai needs to pull up their socks really quickly because the next fixtures are dangerous. All I can say is that. So for Mumbai Indians, stacked, they look like they'll go to top four. First impression and on paper impressions like that. But I mean, middle order problems potentially can happen. And we can see that in the DC match as well. Next team, I feel like we have talked about them enough to say that Gujarat Titans haven't improved from last season. Gujarat Titans, their team is again heavily dependent on top three, and they're going at scampers to get towards winning totals. And they've lost both of their matches, and especially have seen that in the first match, Shubman Gill didn't click, and they barely won. They won. They've almost won against Punjab Kings, but they lost just because their batting didn't have enough runs. Prasidh Krishna did well. They have a very good bowling attack. But I mean, really, Punjab have a better batting lineup than Gujarat Titans, really. So it's a good, I mean, it's a good problem to have that you have a good batting lineup to sit, top order batting lineup, but it's a bad thing that your middle order isn't firing. They don't have a middle order. They don't have a
Non-existent.
middle order.
Non-existent.
Non-existent,
I mean,
really.
you can compare a GT middle order to a 2016-17 CSK. So both are the
Yeah.
same thing.
CSK. Stop.
2016-17 CSK and GT
Okay.
middle order, same thing.
I got it right now. But yeah, I mean, see, again, they don't look like a team that'll qualify. Really. Josh Butler isn't in good form. Shubman Gill is half injured. Sai Sudarshan isn't going to replicate his 800 run, proficiency that he has shown in the last season. I think so. So, big problem. Their bowling attack is one of the few teams. They are one of the few teams that have a good bowling attack, what I can say. But that also disappointed them in Rajasthan against Rajasthan. So they lost close matches. They could have won. They would have like on any other reality, they would have sat at the top of the table today. But on the long run, if the top order doesn't perform, middle order is going to suffer, and GT is going to suffer altogether. And they have ample opportunity to get back. Really, they have ample opportunity to get wins because they play DC next. They have a good opportunity because DC may have Prawns at the top, and they have a good bowling lineup to expose that. Then it's against LSG and KKR, teams that are not in good form. So Titans can regain the lost momentum. They have the fixtures favoring them, but they need to fix it quick because that's going to be, a reoccurring problem that GT had in the last season and this season as well. I don't know why they didn't go on a David Miller this time around. David Miller fits right into the middle order, by the way. He fits right in, but they didn't go for it.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, I mean, questions that you can see in the mini auction itself. So for GT, it's exactly that. But now we're going to go and talk about the holy trinity of bottom teams at the moment. Lucknow
Unholy Trinity.
unholy trinity. Lucknow Super Giants with the worst jersey in the world, Kolkata Knight Riders with an injured class, and Chennai Super Kings who have been wounded for the last 3 years. We're going to talk about
Wounded Lions.
them. Proneet, for Lucknow Super Giants, I have the most interesting question I have for you is rate their jersey.
-10.
What kind of jersey do they have? I'm being very explicit with you. When LSU versus KKR happens, I'm not going to see that match purely of that jersey. It's such a repulsive jersey. It's one of the most repulsive jerseys I've seen. LSG are having a crisis on what color they want for a team. They started with white, starting with unique. I like that the best because that was unique at least. Then second, they went to blue like every other team. And then they have this pathetic red, gold, and blue, which is not looking good on the players, really. It looks
This is
very,
not even red, bhai. This is a weird pinkish thing by
yeah,
maroon or something. No, not maroonish. Yeah, maroonish.
Manonish. Yeah, I mean, come on, like it's so
Mohan
dark into
Bagan,
the
bhai.
eyes.
Mohan Bagan.
Oh, what
Sanjeev
about my
Goenka,
passport?
Mohan Bagan's owner. So he's putting that into LSG, bhai. I hate
Maybe.
that. That's why I hate LSG more.
Oh, let's not talk about football right now, but the jersey replicates the performance at the moment. Their
Yeah.
first match. They have just played the one match, but in the one match, we've already seen that they have a lot of problems already. Their team itself looks weird, very weird, really. Like it's like this. If you like take a like a punch, okay, it's like the Knoxville table. You take a punch, okay, then you take a handful of players after mixing all of them, and take a handful of players, and then you throw them in the LSG 11. That's their kind of 11. I feel like their top order is strong. Their top order is strong, but after that, it's a I have question marks. Nicholas Puran is coming later down the
Rishabh
order
Pant
now.
opening, bhai. Rishabh
Rishabh
Pant
Pant,
opening.
yeah, he's taking the initiative by opening. I feel like, see, it's still, I feel like it's a good decision that he's getting it early on. He can be like that slogger at the start, like almost every team is having like KKR, like RR, they're having that kind of mindset. So maybe Rishabh Pant can do that. But Aiden Markram coming at one down, Nicholas Puran coming at a three down. I feel like that's a um, you know, odd, odd. First word, odd.
Nicholas Puran had his best season. Had his best season last season, I think, last season. And although last season was a very weird season for Puran because he was absolutely smashing every ball in the first half of the season. In the second
Yeah,
half season, he was just very, very poor in the second half of the season. So
yeah,
yeah, but Nicholas Puran had his best season nonetheless in the
mm,
top four. He came to bat at number three.
yeah,
So that was his best season. So why not go with that formula? Why are you changing your top four when it did very well last season? Marsh had some 600 plus runs. Markram had some 400 plus runs.
yeah,
Rishabh Pant,
absolutely.
yes, did not click, but Puran had 400, 500 runs. So if your top four did well, so why are you experimenting there? Experiment after that if you want to.
Yeah, and especially they have a very flimsy middle order as well, similar to Punjab. I want to compare them to Punjab a bit because Abdul Samad,
Yeah.
Ayush Badoni, Mukul Chaudhary, Shabaz Ahmed that they had to bring in a crisis mode. I mean, see, it's questionable to say the least, really, because
Similar to Gujarat as well. Similar to Gujarat as well.
similar to Gujarat, it's like a mix of Punjab and Gujarat that you're depending a lot on your Indian domestics and you don't have a very set middle. It's not stable. It's not as non-existent as Gujarat, but it's not stable. I can say as that well. Abdul Samad, though, to cut him some slack, he scored a 36, which is good sign to start off, but he's inconsistent at the end of the day. So you can't. He's not a reliable finisher to go forward and do well. So question marks really in the batting order. At the same time, the bowling lineup also has question marks. Mohammad Shami, of course, is in late great touch, so it's a good addition to the bowling lineup, yes. But other than that, Andrik Nokia, expensive. He's an expensive customer. It's going to take a lot of runs. Mohsin Khan, he's injury prone. Then Prince Yadav, again, he's good, but again, inexperienced. Digvesh Ratri, who didn't play in the last game because of the crisis situation, questionable again, because he's a good coming off age spinner, but it's not a reliable bowling attack. You except Mohammad Shami, I don't see someone reliable. I can say that man. He's not. They're not reliable. I won't say that. Okay, 4 overs, almost every day, I'm going to have wickets out of them. Really. But again, I want to tell you something about. I want to ask you about Mohammad Shami rather. Why do you think he's not in the Indian team?
They are still monitoring his progress. Their monitor, their monitor, the monitor to monitor the progress has got some malfunction.
No, they're monitoring it. See, it's not like they're monitoring. They're not monitoring it. They're monitoring it. That's it.
Okay,
That's it.
they have not promised anything. They have not promised anything.
They didn't say that they're going to pay
And
Mohammad Shami. See, they're
if
not
I
going to
no
promise.
no if in this IPL video I start talking about why Gautam Gambhir and Agarkar are not making Shami enter the Indian squad, then this video will go for 2-3 hours. So I think we should not talk about that right now.
Yeah, but I mean, see,
But
for
yeah,
LSG,
exceptional.
yeah.
Shami, let me. I think I have the stats of Shami,
Hmm.
but he has been just excellent. He has been excellent for both for Bengal and even no, not only for Bengal, but in all the three formats for Bengal. Because if I give you the exact stats, then let me just give me a moment. Give me a moment. Cut this. Yeah, so the stats I have for Mohammad Shami is that in T20s, he has played after the IPL last year. He had a very bad IPL last year, and he also suffered through injuries in midst of that IPL. So after that IPL 2025, he played 8 T20s, 17 wickets, 14.9 average, and ball per wicket ratio is 10. So, and then List A, he had 7 matches. He played in Syed Mushtaq Ali and the Vijay Hazare. So, 7 matches, 15 wickets, 24.5 average, and ball per wicket is 24. And then first class, he had 8 wickets, 38 matches, 38 wickets, 19.9 average, and ball per wicket is 42. So
He wins
what
every
else do
spell.
you want from what else do you expect? Exactly. So
Hmm.
what else do you expect from a bowler? What more do you need? Yeah,
Absolutely.
this
Hmm.
is like this is like crashing. This is a crash out when you think about you have a brain
Yeah.
crasher when you think about why Mohammad Shami is not even able to be a part of the conversation in the Indian squad.
Yeah. And the only reason why I'll watch Lucknow Super Giant is because of Mohammad Shami. I'm going to
Yeah.
be very honest. Lucknow
No
Super
other reason to
Giants,
watch. No other reason
yeah,
to watch.
yeah, really. I don't feel like they'll qualify. They don't have the it factor. I want to say that. They don't have bad players in the team. They have good players, they have good names, but they don't have the it factor to go ahead and win the tournament. As I also all going to say. Especially with Goenka going behind Pant all the time, very heavily involved in all the conversations he is having. I mean, really, I don't see them going anywhere. And bad start to the tournament, and I don't.
When you have Tom Moody, Justin Langer, like these brains, these great brains
Yeah,
of cricket in
it's
your
surprising.
dressing room, and Sanjeev Goenka, it's Sanjeev Goenka who gives you the match-winning speech, then you know something is very wrong.
He's very wrong. But on the lighter shade, they have positive fixtures going forward. They have equally incompetent teams coming forward, which is SRH next, then KKR, then GT. So they have the fixtures to come back if the other three teams don't perform the same because they aren't also doing too well. But again, it's going to be battle of the retards, really. It's going to be the
I
battle
was
to
about to say that. I was about to say that.
battle to the bottom of the tournament. Really, that's the whole narrative I can see of Lucknow Super Giants. But yeah, only one match, so not a lot to speak upon how they have. It's just first impressions at the end of the day, first impressions. But let's see what happens in the rest of the tournament for Lucknow Super Giants. Next team, and it I say with a very heavy heart. Number 9 position, Kolkata Knight Riders. Um, see, I don't know where to start. See, I'm going to say point blank, they have a very good top order. That's it. That's it. Really. I don't have any other compliments to give this side, really. I mean, they've been excellent in the top order. Finn Allen has done well. He's been giving he's giving warning shots when going out. He's giving warning shots to the opponent that I
I
will
really want to use a phrase. I really want to use a Hindi phrase, but I don't think so it is appropriate for CNE.
बाद में बोल लेना बाद में but I mean the see I can say for Finn Allen and Ajinkya Rahane they're going good, let them go good, but they don't have the resources. KKR don't have the resources to win matches against MI. They got close, it went to the last over. If they scored 10 more runs with the batting or they had two good overs from one of the bowlers, it could have changed drastically. They would have had a win behind their back. What would have happened in the second match against the SRH? That batting is the main concern. We haven't talked about batting as much, really. A lot of teams, a lot of experts criticize the bowling that, oh, the bowling's bad, the bowling's bad. None of them talk about how the later middle order has a problem now. I'm not saying that they don't have the capability. Anukul Roy, Ramandeep Singh, Rinku Singh, all of the capability, really. But you see, there's a lot of dependency on Rinku Singh carrying the team to a total. Cricket is a game where two batsmen play. You need two batsmen.
Exactly.
Rinku Singh alone cannot do so. Yes, you have Anukul Roy. I can justify Anukul Roy's position in the team because he gives you 2 overs of spin and he's a very smart bowler. I believe he should bowl 4 overs.
Anukul Roy has been underused. One word that has
Underused.
been underused.
Underused.
Underutilization of Anukul Roy because honestly, if you are getting bashed in the power play, the first change spinner that you bring has to be Anukul Roy. You should not expose Nareen so fast in so early on in the game because Nareen is the only only important clutch player that you have. Varun Chakravarti is maintaining his 16 economy. So Varun
Yeah,
Chakravarti,
it's
your
a
8
big
overs of
problem.
spin, 8 good overs of spin. So you
Absolutely.
don't have that 8 overs, 8 good overs of spin, which KKR is usually reliant on. So
Ah,
you cannot use Nareen so early on in the game. Anukul Roy is a great option to use, and he had a good Syed Mushtaq Ali trophy. He was the MVP, but honestly, the Sadar Mushtaq Ali Trophy SMAT was like 6 months ago or 4 months ago, something like it. It was a
ah.
long time ago. It was a long time ago. So Anukul Rai has inexperience and exposing him to this merit of the game. Yes, he has been a part of KKR for a long time, but exposing him to such merits of the game suddenly and with this much amount of pressure under his name. So I think that is just unfair on Anukul Roy. And Ramandeep Singh has been very inconsistent. On the other hand, Rinku Singh is not at all a good player of spin. Completely going by numbers, he's not at all a good player of spin. He has been dismissed a lot of times in the middle overs. He has been bad in the middle overs, except a few good innings here and there. And he's a great player of pace. He has been great for the last 3 overs. That will be the ideal situation to bring in Rinku. Is the last 3 overs of the game, so that KKR should try to do that, and that is just baseless to use your players in this weird manner. Cameron Green is not at all is in disastrous form, to be very honest. And now Ankush Raghuvanshi's position is being put up and down in the order. Sometimes Green is going one down, he's going three down. You need to have a settled order. You cannot do such experiments, and you need to have a settled lineup because you already don't have the luxury of good bowling department that you thought you had after the auction.
Yeah, and I feel like, see, I just want to say one part. I feel like Anukul Roy had a long time coming that he would be a crucial part of the 11. He's being underused, and I feel like he's a very good left-arm orthodox spinner, and he's justified his position in the team really early on the tournament. In the two matches, I can see that he's a gun fielder. He has already taken some breathtaking catches, and as a bowler as well, he has bowled some really crucial overs that he was economical in. He has been smart in the batsman, having been able to get away from him. He has been trying stuff like Karthik Tyagi as well. The Karthik Tyagi has been trying stuff. He has been
Yeah,
good.
love him.
He has gone for runs, but he's trying. You can see some overs. He's getting some good strings of balls to put pressure on the batsman. So I can see that
Even
Anukul
if
Roy
he
is
got hit for runs, he's probably the best bowler of KKR right now.
absolutely, absolutely. So and I feel like Anukul Roy should bowl 4 overs, especially the fact that he needs to cover up for Varun Chakravarti as well. So that is a big question I have. But Anukul Roy's position is justified. I get it why Anukul Roy is in the team because he's a batsman. He can go post some runs as a batsman. He hasn't till now, but he can. And as a bowler, he has some utilization as well, which justifies his position. My question comes for Ramandeep Singh. KKR have been backing Ramandeep Singh for the last 2, 3 years, and his role is an all rounder. He comes as a finisher, he plays 10 balls and scores around 20, 30 runs. That's his role. That's his role. And he bowls 2, 3 overs as an all rounder. KKR haven't used him as an all rounder yet because he's not reliable as an all rounder. So he's essentially a batsman. My question is, he hasn't done well for KKR in the last season, and at the start of the moment, I don't see him doing well as well. If he's a batter, if he's a batter in the team and he's coming in just as a finisher, and if Rinku Singh has a problem against spin, why not bring a pure batter in? Why not replace Ramandeep Singh with a pure batter in? Don't make a lot of changes in 11 because it's just 2 matches. Need to see, I think, 1, 2 more matches to see what the real problem is. But you can make that one change, because if Ramandeep Singh is in bowling 2 overs, similar argument goes for Cameron Green as well, which I will go later on as well. But you feel like Ramandeep Singh, if he's not bowling 2 overs, if he's just essentially a batsman, why is he better than Manish Pandey or someone similar to Manish Pandey? That's my question. What does Manish Pandey lack that Ramandeep Singh doesn't lack? That is what my question is.
Yeah,
Because if you're not utilizing him as an all-rounder, he's not bowling 2 overs, which Manish Pandey can't. That's why he's in the team. He's not even bowling that because he's not needed to. What are you using him for? That's my question. And if you think about the 11 of KKR, Manish Pandey fits right in. At number 5, you have Manish Pandey, who is excellent against spin. You can remember the sweeps and the kind of striking he does against spin. So the spin problem is solved. Number 6, then comes Rinku Singh. Then he can come at the 12th, 13th over. He can take his time playing spin out. He can get set, and then against spacer, he can go berserk. And then at number 5, you have Anukul Roy. If need be, he's needed. So it is a good, then it becomes balanced. So for Ramandeep Singh, I feel like the patience is running out. Really, the patience is running out. How much of backing will you give KKR? How much will you give that kind of backing to Ramandeep Singh? Is my question mark. And that depends a lot on if KKR do well in the tournament. Because if Ramandeep Singh isn't reliable and KKR continue to back him, it can harm KKR. So it's a big problem they need to assert that whether they want Manish Pandey in the team or not. Because really, Ramandeep Singh's usage has not been good and he has not been in good form, really. So that is what my question is. For Cameron Green, he's not been going for the first two matches. Yes, a lot of speculations have come under it. But I feel like he's an asset to the team. If he comes good in a tournament, he can be as disastrous uh, as a good batsman as any batsman in the IPL. So KKR have just to believe on the fact that Cameron Green can pull it off. Eden Gardens is not a bowling friendly pitch that he'll have difficulty over. So it's a perfect condition for him to get back into form, but he has to. And KKR need to have that. KKR lost solely against SRH because they put this on themselves. Really, we put a lot of emphasis on the bowling attack, and last match they did well. Muzrabani took 4 wickets. KKR pulled things back quite nicely. So they're doing what they have to do with the bowling attack, with all the resources that they have and the form that's going on. But for the batting, it's important for them to get their things right, and they need to do it quick. That's what my thing is. But before I go to the next match, I feel like there's a lot of controversies going over Ajinkya Rahane, of his captaincy because his captaincy record isn't as good at the moment. A lot of backlashes he has been facing just for losing that match. What do you feel about that? Like, give me your opinion on
Baseless, absolutely baseless. Because you can argue on Rahane's record as a captain. Yes, you can argue on that. But as a batter, there is nothing less Rahane can do. And nothing more Rahane can do because Rahane has been giving it his all, and his stats have been great for the past 2 seasons. Last season, I think he was the only good batter for KKR, and
it?
this season also as well. He started off pretty well. I think just second match he did not have a good match. I think it is nothing to worry about. He has improved his strike rate a lot, and his strike rate is improving year after year ever since that CSK year in 2023. And
Yeah,
2024, yes, 2024, he did not have a good year. But again, 2025, he had a great year again. He had a 300, 400 plus runs. I think he had a 400 plus run season. So Rahane
yeah,
has been doing great, and his strike rate is not the issue at all. Yes, something can be issue about his captaincy, but again, it's the team that is lacking all the support. I
yeah,
don't think so. Rahane can do any better with this kind of team. A captain a captain, yes, defines his team, but even a great captain cannot, even the greatest of all time captain, any captain, Ricky Ponting, Mahendra Singh Dhoni, these are the greatest captains you talk about. Even none of them can even take a trash team to winning the World Cup. So that is not possible for captain to do alone. And here Rahane is captaining the side and playing by himself as well because he's the only one who's contributing the most.
yeah.
So I don't have anything to say say against Rahane.
Really, and I feel like the fact is of the matter is that people target him so much just because KKR is losing matches. I feel like it's just bad timing that Rahan is the captain and KKR is going through a transition phase where they're trying to build a team again. That's why he's the transition captain, is what KKR is doing. But I feel like the kind of statements he's giving in the presentation, I like it. I like it a lot. The way he's speaking. I feel like the only way KKR can come back from the tournament as a whole side and win matches is the kind of mentality he's showing. He's saying that I don't listen to the kind of outside noises anymore. We focus on what we have in our positives and work on our negatives to win matches next on. He simply says that without anything else. And he says that all of his opinions about him, and he says that like a lot of people like to talk about him being negative or positive. He doesn't care anymore. This is a new era of Rahane, really. That he is past that kind of phase, and he's a more of a stricter player that way. So if KKR have any chance to come back, it's Rahane. It's Rahane is the answer. So lot of dependency on him as a captain as well, how he goes about it as well. If KKR continue to go to the playoffs, it's going to show a lot on how Rahane thinks about his cricket career as well. So that's it. That's what I have to say about KKR. But KKR have interesting lineups against next. They have next to play against a good team like Punjab, so they have to get off running soon. If they lose against Punjab, it's going to be crisis time because 3 matches in a row is a big problem. Then LSG, then CSK. So they have to pull up their socks. They need to get some kind of combination that works for them. That is a thing for KKR. Now, last team but not the least, and we don't have the proper player here to talk about CSK, a proper player of CNE. I'm not going to say guest. He's a proper player of CNE. Siddesh Shah is not here, but CSK first week,
Not maybe not many people have seen the CNE cricket team.
the CNE cricket team. Um, one word I have to say for you, Proneet, for CSK is expected. I feel like they have a good team. Again, I feel like they have a good team. They are aimless. Aimless.
Aimless, exactly. Aimless,
Uh,
aimless. Yeah.
uh,
No, they,
like
they they have great firepower at the top, and they do have a good middle order as well. Like they are not even using. I think they used Prashant Veer and Karthik Sharma both today for the first time. They did not even use both of them together in the first match that they played. So yeah, I think they don't have much concerns on paper if you look at the team. I never thought they will have concerns in the batting order. They have a weak bowling lineup, but batting, I don't think so. There was any concern to think about. But suddenly,
yeah,
none of them are performing. And Sanju Samson, for the record, for the first time since 2019 or 2020, 2019, he did not score a 50 plus score in the first match of the season. So
absolutely.
like very very bad form. And Ayush Matre is supposed to perform. He did well against Rajasthan. Sorry, Rajasthan no. Against whom did CSK play
RCB, I
next?
think. RCB. Oh
Punjab.
yeah,
They played
like in
against
this
Punjab.
tournament, Punjab. Yes, in this tournament, Punjab. Yes.
Yeah, so Punjab. So yeah, Ayush Matre played brilliantly in that match. Their bowling lineup just couldn't do well. And Sarfraz Khan, he gave that performance that people expect him to give. But their bowling lineup was just disappointing to watch. Noor Ahmed for the first time went wicketless at Chepauk. So
Yeah.
very
Chepauk is
much
not a
concerned.
fortress anymore. What times? What times in IPL? We used to think.
Six consecutive losses at Chepauk.
We used to think that Chepauk is unbeatable. We used to think we grown up with that kind of mindset like Chepauk. Oh, we're going to lose, aren't we? It's that kind of mindset. Same thing for RCB and KKR. KKR haven't won in Chepauk for so long. RCB won for the second time ever at Chepauk after so many seasons. It shows, CSK are going through a lean patch for the first time in their
Lots of
lives.
things are wrong. CSK are probably the only team with one coach for
Yeah,
all the
I mean,
seasons.
you should look past him because, come on, I
Stephen
mean,
Fleming has been the coach since 2009.
yeah. Question marks. See, I want to say that the bowling, it's like almost every team. Bowling attack is weak. Nathan Ellis is not there, so bowling attack is weak. You need to strengthen in batting.
Brevis.
Brevis is important to come back. So, and only way Chepauk can win is to outscore the opponent, and that won't get them to playoffs, unfortunately, because you need to have a good bowling lineup to get to the playoffs. But if they want to fancy the chances, they need to win like top teams against RCB to get towards
नहीं
decent
यार
position.
भाई आरसीबी छोड़ दो भाई.
Now, I feel like, see, from the CSK perspective, to see that, what do you want to do as a side? You want to win against big sides to have confidence. Confidence is the biggest booster for you.
Lose against RCB, win against everybody. I don't care.
That's the personal wish, but देखते हैं क्या होता है. But yep, you have talked about all teams of
Uh,
week one. So to end the video, we're just going to talk
oh,
about.
the bottom two teams. The bottom two teams are the two teams with the who had the largest purse coming into the auction.
Yeah. See, that shows a lot that because you need to make your team in the mega auction. You can't make a team in the mini
I
auction.
want to give you a stat. I want to give you a small stat.
Hmm.
Phil Salt, Tim David, Romario Shepherd, Krunal Pandya, and Jacob Bethel. I think Jacob Bethel all combined have a 25 crore value. Meanwhile, Prashant Veer and Karthik Sharma have a 28 crore value.
Ray, see, again, the money that they're getting is of course going to play a lot on everyone's heads and everything. But I feel like they should be treated as just youngsters who have a big role to play in the team later on the tournament and in the whole trajectory of CSK's development. They've invested a lot in him, but I feel like they should treat him like an upcoming player. They shouldn't expose Prashant Veer and Karthik Sharma that early. That's what I think. इतना जल्दी करने का जरूरत नहीं है. They need to expose themselves in the camp and then come up and slowly play matches. They shouldn't get their money in their head because that's what the dynamic in the mini auction was really. Nothing else. That was the dynamic of mini auction. Nothing else. So yeah, I mean that in all seriousness, that's the whole point of view I have about them. Let's see what happens. All we have talked about all teams. Let's see what happens in week two. Is we're going to have a lot more to talk about week two, so we're quite excited about that. Key matchups then we in week two include, of course, RC versus CSK. That rivalry that everyone's always talking about. Then Rajasthan Royals versus Mumbai Indians. Big matchup. I feel like it's going to be a very important match for both teams to go ahead. Then Rajasthan Royals again versus Bangalore. They have almost consecutive matches coming forward. That's going to be important as well. Top sides competing against each other. Then I feel like in the bottom sides, I feel like one of the more important matches could be Delhi Capitals versus Gujarat Titans because both are middle order problems. Let's see what happens with them. So good matches coming up. I'm going to talk more about
Yeah,
it. Of course,
I think there is MI versus RCB on 12th April. MI versus RCB next
that's on
week only.
Sunday. That's week three. That's going to go into week three.
Oh,
So yeah, that's
oh,
going to be.
okay.
We're going to talk about that in the next video. That's going to go in 1 week from now. But till then, thank you CNE for listening to this video. Thank you Proneet for joining me in this endeavor of week one. We are going to go for every week. This IPL, we're going to talk about every week of how IPL has panned out in every week till the finals come. But till then, stay tuned with us in shorts, in Instagram, and we do all kinds of activities everywhere. And thank you, Tron, for coming to this video. I feel like yeah, you have a massive contribution in the CNE channel, don't you think?
Yes, definitely. I think like CNE channel's main contribution are the fans that watch the video. We are so
Ah,
famous.
yes.
So yeah,
Thank you, fans.
we are so famous.
Thank you, fans, for listening to this video. And really, Tony, a lot of hard work you've been putting in behind the scenes to this channel, and hopefully
Same to you.
we're going to get towards a good position. But till then, thank you everyone. Bye bye, and have a good IPL week.